My first rifle was a 243. And Papa gave Daddy and Daddy gave to me. And they taught me how to shoot with a steady hand. I guess that's something you don't understand. Now I grew up on a prison farm.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is J-Dub with Hunt Ready, coming at you with a clothing review. One of the things I see on a lot of the forums are guys wanting to know if their mountain hunting clothing is going to work for like Midwest whitetail. Well, I'm here in the Midwest and I've been wearing my KUIU mountain hunting clothes for quite a few years now, and I'm here to tell you that it actually works out really well. You know, we all grew up wearing the Carhartts and all the bulky clothes, and that worked well, but you know, you ended up feeling like a 20-pound sausage stuffed into a 10-pound casing. The one thing with the mountain hunting clothes that I've noticed is they're just a lot more comfortable in the field. They don't have the bulk. They're substantially easier to bow hunt in than any of the general, just off-the-shelf stuff. You know, we all go and get the real bulky stuff that looks warm, but you end up freezing your ass off anyway. The clothing company that I went with KUIU for all my outerwear. Basically it was the cost. You know, their sales motto is they cut out the middleman, and that way they can sell their products cheaper, and they do. If you compare them price-wise to First Light or Sitka, I mean, they're quite a bit less expensive, and still really good quality. I mean, on par with both of them, I think. I've never hunted any of their stuff. I've went to the stores and tried them on, but and that's the one thing with KUIU you can't do, is go and try their stuff on. So you just end up ordering it. I've never had to send anything back. Everything that I've ordered fits fine. So yeah, so like I said, I went with KUIU and I haven't looked back. The base layers, I do prefer First Light base layers over the KUIU stuff. They're, especially the bottoms, the KUIU bottoms. You like wearing capris. I personally do not like that. And their merino seems to be softer than KUIU, so I do like the merino from First Light. So I'll go through some of my clothing. I keep everything in a tote with some little scent discs. You know, I think that's a midwestern whitetail thing. You know, we're all really scent conscious. All my stuff gets washed with scent killer and then stored in these totes when I'm not wearing them. And then I'll spray down every morning with the scent killer spray before we head out. But whitetail wise, you know, all you guys in the Midwest, you know, we hunt. It's hot. You know, it can go well below zero, and I've worn all this stuff, even through coyote season, well below zero, and everything's been really good. So, like I said, with KUIU, you don't get to try their stuff on. Per KUIU sizing, I'm a medium, so I'm 5'9", 175 pounds usually, and per their sizing chart, I'm a medium. But one of the things I found with their tops, for me anyways, it's pretty tight in the shoulders and the arms, which is probably by design, but just for me, I prefer it a little bit looser. So I can wear a medium or a large, either one. So you guys can go from that, but I'll go through and show you what I wear typically for the colder months. I mean, we all know what you can wear when it's hot out, so I'm just going to focus on when it's cold, like 30s and below, what I wear. And it's all stand hunting. You know, I do very little stalking whitetails. I have successfully killed whitetails stalking them, but mostly it's just climbing in a tree and sitting for hours. So just going to answer that question that I see all the time: do my mountain hunting clothes, will they work for whitetail? So, like I said, everything stays in the totes. So my layering system, when it's cold, I'd start out with my socks, and I just wear a heavy smart wool merino sock. They're not in here for some reason. After my bear hunt, everything's kind of been jumbled around. But so I'd start with the socks and then put the merino, First Light merino bases on. And these are a medium, and they fit me just fine. These are the, I don't know how you pronounce it, Allegheny. They're the midweight bottoms. And then what I do after those, I wear just a pair of sweatpants. I'll put put the sweatpants on over my merinos. Now I would not do that in the mountains because you sweat your ass off. But so in between the merino and attack pants, and again, I've wore these Colorado, Montana, and all season here in Illinois. You know, they're kind of heavy for real hot, and they're kind of light for real cold, but they do everything well. I may in the future try the guide pants just for the Midwestern stuff. They're a little heavier, but I think I would still wear the sweatpants in between them. That they might be just a little better. Now in the pants, these are a 34, and I normally wear a 34 jean, and they're usually loose, so I have to wear a belt to keep them up. Same with the KUIU attack pants. Now, being 5'9", they did come long, so I took them in and had them hemmed, I guess is what you call it. They take the bottom off and re-sew them. And I think they took, I think 3 or 4 inches I had them take off. But so, and the price of doing that was pretty inexpensive. Just a local place here in town did it. If I could sew, you could do it yourself. But then you get a real true like custom fit. You know, I don't like my boot or my pants being too long, so you're walking on them all the time, and you also don't want them too short. So at first I thought it was a drawback that they're all one length, but now I kind of like it. But they shed moisture really well. During the last bear hunt, it rained the first day, kind of a real drizzle, yucko day, and I never put my rain gear on, and they shed water just fine. So I didn't even put any rain gear on at all. With this and a guide jacket, I had no problems staying dry. So yeah, that's the pants. Then on the top, I'll go back and forth. Sometimes I'll wear an Under Armour t-shirt or just a cotton t-shirt. Same with even when I'm in the mountains, depending on activity level. If you're going to be hiking a lot, I'd probably wear an Under Armour or one of the KUIU or First Light Merino t-shirts, but I just wear cotton or just a plain old Under Armour shirt from the gym. Now, this is the First Light. I think it's the Chama quarter zip. The tags are all worn off on it. But I think it's the Chama, and I think it's a mid-weight also, maybe a little heavier than those bottoms, but that's the top I wear, and it's a medium. Another thing with the pants, I like my pants loose, so you can tuck your shirts into it, your layers. So I'll wear a t-shirt this tucked in, and it fits kind of loose. I have one KUIU merino top, and it's a medium, and it fits really tight. This First Light merino medium fits really loose, so I definitely would not want a large in the First Light merinos, but I probably would go with a large in the KUIU. I don't know, maybe I shrunk it. I wash and dry everything just like normal clothes. I don't do anything special with anything. Throw it in the washing machine with scent killer, and dry it also with scent killer dryer wipes. So then, what I would wear on top of those is the KUIU. This is the Peloton 240, and it's like a grid fleece material, and like a real soft fleece on the inside. I love this top. It can be worn as like an outer jacket, you know, when it's not real cold out, or like I wear it as a mid-level in my layering system, and it's a medium. See how tight it is in the arms. It's not real loose. This one actually not too bad till you get your layers on, but and it's got the thumb holes, which is something I really look for when you're doing your layering, so that when you're putting on multiple layers on, everything's not ending up halfway up your arm. And I usually end up taking my hands out for hunting, but if I was going to wear this as an outer jacket a lot, I'd probably go with a large. You can see it fits pretty snug. Just my personal preference again. If I was strictly going to do this as an outer jacket, I'd probably go with a large, but being as I wear it in my layering system as well, which is how it's designed by KUIU, which is why it fits like it does. So the medium is just right for your layering. I've often thought about getting one in a large with a hood, strictly as a decent weather outer jacket, but I should leave this on, layer over top with the other stuff. So this would be my outer, or my mid, sorry. Sometimes an outer. And then, let's go with this, because this will actually do pretty well down into the 40s with the merino, this, and my guide jacket. And the guide jacket, again, it's got the same coating as those attack pants, that DWR coating, and it will shed water better than I ever expected. The guide jacket, I would not take it on a backpack style hunt, just because your activity level and everything, if you have a rain jacket, it's kind of not needed. This soft shell jacket, in my opinion. I took it to Colorado. If you watch my other videos, and I never wore it. I packed it and never wore it. So the jacket is a medium. I like the pocket layout. The pockets are high, so if you got a pack on, you can still get into your pockets. Your pack belt will come down around here. You can still get into your pockets. It's got the 2 chest pockets, which at one time I thought, oh, I gotta have chest pockets, but I never use them. So they're there. I just don't ever use them. The sleeves, like I said, it's kind of tight. I'm wishing I would have went with a large. I think I've not tried a large on to see how big it would be, but comparing it to like my other large jackets I have from KUIU, I think, I don't know, maybe a little better. But the medium definitely fits. And drawing the bow, I mean, there's nothing that's going to get hung up on your string. It's got a pocket up here on the arm. Never used it, but it does have some inside pockets, which sometimes I'll stick my phone in there just on the one side. So it's got the inside pocket, and then also got the hood that lays back really nice. It's not, you know, some of the jackets, the hood's part of the collar, so the hood's always all bunched up behind your head. This one, the hood is separate from your collar, does not detach, but it's separate. And then also the hood, you can get it up, zip it up, and I don't know if you can tell, but it does not obstruct your view at all, and you can tighten it up with these strings. There's another one up top, or on the back, sorry, where you can tighten it up over your hat. Then you just press these little guys there and pull your hood off. So now, if it was cold and I knew I was going to wear my Puffy, I would put it on under the guide jacket. And generally when I'm whitetail hunting, I don't have a very far walk. Some of my stands are far, and I probably would not wear this because especially where I hunt, we have a lot of big hills and hollers, and you will be covered in sweat by the time you get to your tree stand. And then we all know that once you start sweating and it's cold out, that's not good. So this is the KUIU from KUIU. And one thing with the KUIU clothes, so I think the one reason why the medium being tight and still fits and not restrictive at all, everything they have has got a stretch in it. I don't know all their fabric names and all that, but everything's stretchy. Everything's got a nice stretch to it, and that really helps in keeping things tight but not uncomfortably tight. But this is their synthetic Puffy, the KUIU. I went with a hoodless version because when I'm wearing it, I'll usually have my guide jacket. It has the hood on it. I don't like a ton of hoods on all my jackets. So if you notice, the only thing to have a hood on it is my guide. If I were just wearing this, I have neck gaiters, take the place of your hood. But this is their KUIU. Packing wise, it will pack down relatively small. It's not going to be as small as their down jackets, but you could compress this down quite a bit. I usually don't. I just ball it up and throw it in a pack. But so this is a large, and the large fits equally as good. It's a little less tight in the shoulder area, a little less tight in the arms, and not a ton left over, you know, in the front. That's usually one of the problems that I'll have, is you size up and then it's like just a ton of extra room up front there to get in the way. And this one also, nothing's gonna be in your way when you're drawing your bow. It also has chest pockets and then the 2 hand pockets. The pockets on this sit a little bit lower, so they would be covered up by your pack strap if you had a pack on with this. But so like I said, if it was cold and I was leaving, getting dressed at home and not hiking in, I would wear this under my guide jacket. So, large Kenai, medium guide, and it still fits. It might be compressing the sleeves a little bit, but it's still not uncomfortable, and you don't feel like the marshmallow man sitting out there. So I was a little concerned about how it would fit under the medium guide, but fits fine, not uncomfortable. And the reason I went with the large was to wear it as like a glassing jacket, I guess, or just a sitting jacket for, you know, for the western type hunts, or even here when it's, you know, we can start to hunt here and it'll be 60 degrees, and then come nightfall and you'll be down in the low 40s, high 30s. Instead of having to take off all your jackets, I oversized because I thought that would be a little better than undersizing to wear over your jacket. And this, warmth wise, also works just fine. So it fits over my guide with no problem. So if you needed to throw it on, you don't have to take your other jacket off to put your Puffy on. It definitely fits over better than under, but I'm pretty happy with the way the layering system turned out with this jacket. So that's how that guy fits. And it's got a coating on it as well, but I've never worn it as an outer in the rain, so I don't know how well it beads water. But you know, the way I am right now, that blocks all the wind. I wore this exact setup right here in Montana in May, and the week we were there, we had every kind of weather you could imagine. It was hot, it rained, it was cold, it was windy, like wind I've never seen before, windy, and then snow. In 5 days we had all that. So I wore everything that I brought. And the day that it was cold and super windy, this is all I had on, was the 240, the guide, and my Puffy. And then the pants, like I said, was just the merino bottoms and the attacks, and I was just fine. And we sat out in the open glass and clearings for quite a while. Gloves. So I'll usually start with the merino gloves, but they've got holes in them and I don't wear them anymore. These are the heavy Peloton gloves from KUIU. They're probably going to be a little too heavy for early season stuff, so I'll probably try the lighter weight Peloton gloves, and these are mediums. I've got really small hands. The mediums fit me perfect. There's no excess in the fingers, and they're nice and tight. My release fits over them. They've got these little grippies, these little like rubberized grip pads, and then also, you know, everybody likes to take pictures or screw around on their phones while they're hunting. They've got the little fingertips on your thumbs and pointer fingers that work with your screens. So I might try the lightweight Peloton gloves if they've got them little things. Otherwise, I'll just wear my cut up merinos early season to cut the fingers off. But these 240s, these are all I wore when I was in Montana. They're plenty heavy to keep your hands warm, I would say, into the 40s. I wore these coyote hunting quite a bit in January, February of this month, and you know, they did a pretty good job, especially just to take your heavy gloves off to call or whatever. But a new glove that I did get are these the KUIU North Stars. I've only worn them a few times. I took them to Montana, never wore them, but I've worn them coyote hunting here in Illinois, and you know, it gets dang cold during coyote season. Any time's coyote season, but mostly we hunt them in January, February. And they worked great. They're a gauntlet style. Put it on the right hand. They're a gauntlet style glove, and they fit over these heavy Pelotons. So the gauntlet gets you up over your jacket, and you can pull this tight. But again, these are a medium North Star from KUIU. They got a really nice leather palm on them. They are DWR coated, so they'll shed water. I'm gonna expect just as well as their jackets do. But again, there's no excess in the fingers. They were ridiculously warm without being extremely bulky. I would prefer to wear a much lighter liner glove than these 240s with them, but you can still get the job done. Pull triggers, whatever, you can still do it with this, and they are by far the warmest glove I've tried. So I'm really looking forward to using them during shotgun season and all that here in Illinois this year. Using them a little more than I have, but like I said, the merino would probably fit under them a lot better, or the lighter weight, the lighter Peloton series gloves. So for rain gear, like I said, I've got the Chugach set from KUIU. I've wore it in rain and everything. I wore it in Montana this past time while we were packing up camp, because it was snowing big, heavy, wet flakes, and we wanted something to, because we'd already changed into our street clothes while we were packing up camp, so keep our street clothes dry and clean. We both wore our rain gear. That's the only time I even wore it, but I've worn it in rain. This is the only rain gear I've ever had other than cheapo stuff from Cabela's or whatever. And this jacket and pants are awesome. You know, it's a little noisy for whitetail, but when it's wet, it's really not that bad. But it's a large, so it's a little bit looser in the arm area than everything else. there would be some room to take up. But I think a medium, I don't know, but I think a medium might be a little too small. Especially, I'll wear this with just that Peloton if it's raining and not real cold. But this layer here will block any wind you throw at it. It'll block the wind just fine. And it's got, you know, the sealed zippers, one chest zipper, and then the hands, and then also a hood. And the hood's the same way. It's a little bulkier. Sorry, it's a little bulkier than like the guide hood, but you can do the same thing. Tighten it up and get it down so that it's not blocking anything. But strength-wise, I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to really tear it. I wore it as an outer layer a little bit in Colorado, and it as well. Rain gear, it's stretchy, it breathes, believe it or not, breathes really well. You won't get swamp ass wearing this rain gear. It was kind of hot and muggy the day we left to hike in Colorado, and I had all this on. I didn't have the guide jacket or any of this stuff on, but I had my merino and the Peloton, merino and the attacks, and I had this over top of it and hiked in and didn't sweat. You know, you can unzip it along with your hips on the attacks, and same with the arms. It's got the pit zips on the arms, so if you are starting to warm up, you got plenty of spots to dump heat. That's another thing on them attack pants that I really like are the hip vents. You can dump a lot of heat, so that'll be something else I would look for in any pants. But that's the system, you know. And then of course a stocking hat or a face mask or whatever. But and I'll just wear. Sometimes it's the Under Armour face mask, or sometimes just a stocking hat, or just a ball cap for a hat. But that's what I wear for whitetail and mountain hunting. It does work. You know, just like everybody else, I don't want to have a dedicated set of clothes that are only good to wear in the mountains. I was a little leery when I first started getting into this. That's why I've been kind of piece by piece and stuff. I didn't go out and buy a full set. But after owning a few, I got quite a bit of their stuff, and I've been really happy with it. Everything I've got from KUIU has been extremely good quality. One of the things, everything I have is in verde, except for these gloves. I just kind of wanted to see what the bias pattern looked like. And these will mostly be worn for coyote hunting. I think that this camo pattern would work well in January, February, sitting on the ground coyote hunts. But one thing that surprised me is this pattern here still also works really well for late season coyote hunting or just all season whitetail in the tree. Even with all the green in it, whatever it is, it really blends in to your surroundings really good. So this is probably one of my favorite patterns of any of the clothing lines, really. It blends in really well. So like I said, the one thing that drew me to KUIU was price compared to quality. You're getting really high quality stuff at a fraction of the price of the the other big name mountain clothes. I just looked on the website First Light, there isn't a jacket on their page under 200 bucks. And most of the stuff from KUIU is well under, you know, their rain gear still substantially less expensive than Sitka for sure. The KUIU jacket it's $180, and I got it actually on sale. When I ordered it, it was not on sale. They put it on sale like a day or two after I had actually ordered it, and KUIU representative actually emailed me and said, you know, I don't know if you noticed, but the KUIU jackets just went on sale, and we're gonna reimburse you the sale price. So even without having to contact them, they gave me the sale price, and that is outstanding customer service. And I haven't had to deal with customer service. That's the first time I've ever spoke with anybody with customer service from KUIU. So the one thing that I talked to them with has been great. But so that's it. Bunking the myth that mountain clothes won't work for Midwest. So you guys check out the KUIU stuff. Check out the First Light base layers. Check out Sitka. Check out First Light. All their stuff. You don't have to have two different clothing systems to hunt. So you guys have a good weekend, and we'll check you later on some other videos. Get out and hunt.